Hello, and thank you all for coming today. I'm network attorney Jennifer Surmacz, and I'll be guiding you through a high-level view of just how our platform is making this often misunderstood subject much more seamless, effective, and comprehensive. The dynamics of what we call our estate plan portfolio follows a very strict legal protocol while also allowing for a client-centric experience using our 90 and 90 formula. We'll talk more about that in a few slides from now, but for now, let's talk about estate planning, what it really means, and why we're here today. Simply put, an estate is everything you own, from IRAs, bank accounts, houses, cars, investment portfolios, all the way down to your pictures, jewelry, and precious keepsakes. So let's talk about probate. What is probate? Whether you live in New York or California, every jurisdiction in the United States has a probate code. Probate is just the closing of a deceased estate through court supervision. It's traditionally how we've been transferring title of assets and satisfying debts after someone dies. However, there are a lot of problems with probate and probate court. Each jurisdiction's probate code is slightly different, but all probate statutes define and address four main areas: fees, delays, publication, and contests. Each jurisdiction has statutes that addresses attorney's fees, personal representative fees, court costs, publication costs, etc. Even though each state is slightly different, in every state, these fees and costs are satisfied first from a deceased person's assets, meaning attorneys in the court get paid first before your heirs do. When you die, your personal representative or executor has a finite amount of time to initiate a probate case. Once a petition for probate is filed with the court, a thing called an automatic temporary injunction is placed on all the deceased person's assets for a statutorily determined amount of time. This injunction freezes all the deceased assets so that the court can conduct what's called an inventory of the estate, meaning we've defined all your property and debts. There is always a minimum amount of injunction time where everything's frozen, but there is never a cap. Some probate proceedings can last years. Probate is also a court of record, meaning all documents associated with the case proceedings must be on record and available to the public. When you die, your death must be published in a newspaper for consecutive weeks. Your estate pays for that. All the probate proceedings are then made available to the public. It used to be that people wanting information about probate proceedings had to go put in some effort. They actually had to go to the courthouse, ask the court clerk to pull the file. The clerk would stand over you while you leafed through it. Now everything's online, so someone in Arizona can look at the probate proceedings on someone who died in Missouri. Your will is also 100% contestable. It could be something as simple as, Mom said I would get the diamond ring. No, Mom said I would get the diamond ring. These contests are often over things you would never have imagined, like t-shirts and sentimental items. Now, during this time, someone's gonna have to pay for all the things like mortgages, utility bills, and a myriad of taxes. Normally, it's a trusted and responsible child. The potential of family fracturing that occurs because of this can be catastrophic to the family and last for generations. We are fighting an uphill battle because most people think a will is enough. Nothing can be further from the truth. If you take anything away from this, understand that a will equals probate court. If all you have is a will, you are guaranteeing your family will go through the probate process. So how do you change this? You create a revocable living trust. What is a revocable living trust? A trust, in its very simplest form, is just a contract. It's a contract that creates a legal structure. Think of it as a box of protection. It's very similar to how an LLC contract creates a box of protection around the president and CEO of a company. I want you to think of yourself as the president and CEO of your own estate. If you create this box, The next step then is to take all of your assets and put them into the box so that they're protected while you're alive and after you die. This process is called funding your trust. Most traditional law firms do not fund your trust for you. They hand you the book and give you a list of things you have to do to fund your trust. The problem is, most people don't fund their trust because it's hard and confusing and life gets in the way. If you die and you never fully funded your trust, all of your assets go through probate anyway. We really separate ourselves because we actually do the funding for you. Now that this box holds all of your assets and accounts, you are still in control of all of those assets, and you determine who manages and distributes them after you pass, not the court. Some choose a trustworthy person in their family. Others choose a corporate trustee. Either way, the trust is a binding contract that must be followed how you've determined. This can preserve the entire value of your estate instead of letting a court blow it on attorney's fees, court-appointed trustees, accountants, newspaper notices, and an array of taxes. Let's talk about a very important part of someone's estate planning and why it's important to pick a professional trustee to do administration. At some point in the future, how you want to have everything you own distributed to your beneficiaries is why we've partnered with Trust Bank. It's over a 100-year-old corporate trustee. Most clients that we work with have predetermined that a sibling or a child will be handling the administration of their estate. What they fail to understand is this is not like naming someone as a godparent. This is a very serious matter that needs to be handled by professionals that administer the estate with the desires, wishes, and objectives of each client to the letter of the law. This is where we shine. Here, you will see our partnership has real people that assist with the real concrete directives that we put into place during your lifetime. Now, as Americans, you have the ability to choose what's called jurisdictional shopping or choice of law. You can determine which state laws apply to your state. For that reason, we utilize the most trust-friendly state in the Union, Nevada. Not only is the most client-centric state, but with our proprietary process in mind, they also have codified all the dynamics of our estate plan portfolio platform. If you're interested, we can provide you with an article explaining the top reasons why Nevada is the #1 state to domicile your estate. I'm going to give you some celebrity examples. You know, celebrities, they're just like us. They procrastinate. All of these celebrities were pushed into the pool unexpectedly. Did you know that Martin Luther King's estate is still open? After 55 years later, they're still fighting about money. All of these celebrities had lawyers pushing them to complete their estate. But just like all humans, they procrastinated. Don't be like these celebrities. Don't procrastinate and get pushed in the pool without a plan in place. The good news, a proper estate plan can address all of these scenarios. Now, let's talk specifically about how our 90 and 90 formula addresses this entire presentation. We leverage all the very best technology and processes to take our clients through this process and get 90% of your estate plan done in 90 minutes or less. Now, you may be thinking, what about the other 10%? Well, the other 10% is that one constant that everyone in this room will be dealing with it for the rest of their lives. Change. The genius of our process and our platform is when those changes occur, we'll be able to make any updates, modifications, and changes in real time for the rest of your life. So, which side do you want to be on? Because at the end of the day, we all have just two options when our time on Earth is over. Either chaos will ensue during an already painful and hectic time, or a seamless and cohesive plan has been put into place to take unnecessary burdens off of your loved ones. Thank you very much for your time.